Inside the Mind of a Musical Genius. It's our interview with Mark Farner. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Music. I'm John Beaudin. It's a fan question for Mark Farner, our third interview with the former lead singer and main inspiration for Grand Funk Railroad. The fan question is, with your past, Mel Shacker and Don Brewer, what are the chances of getting back together, and what are your thoughts going back and looking back at these guys? I was supposed to talk to Roger Dean yesterday, but he got his, the guy who did the Yes covers and a whole bunch of different covers. Anyway, before this is our third interview, but the first time I was going to talk to you, I went in and you get to size up the person. Go, okay, yeah. So I always listen to an interview with the guy. I was listening to an interview with Roger Dean yesterday. He and his daughter Freya are doing this big show, but he said something I think you'll relate to. He said the trick is to disengage the analytical part of the mind and engage daydreaming so you didn't get your own way. When you wrote that song, you did not get in your own way. You just kept going.
Yeah, man, that's what it is, truly. And to be able to do that, wouldn't we love to be able to do that on command? Yeah, that we command that, but it has to be during a time period when that is available to you.
Yeah, it can't be forced.
To recognize that and to just shut everything else out. Let's get serious here, Yeah.
Some people have said, I forget who the artist was I talked to years ago. He had said that, oh God, I guess it doesn't matter. But he said, I don't think I'd be as alive. He says, not only would I maybe not be alive, but he said, there's that zest for life in there of being able to recognize those moments. There's life that he says, I don't know if it's God, but I remember I get goosebumps remembering, just like I got goosebumps when you were explaining that song. He said, there's just something in there that to be able to recognize that, it's like getting an extra shot of whatever, not a drug, but
yeah. Well, it's an extra shot of love.
Yeah.
Because isn't that what we're seeking? I know you are. I could tell you that just by your countenance and your personality, or what your disposition is, that you are a love seeker, and the same as I am. And those people who made up our rock community, that's what it was all about. And when the Beatles were saying peace and love, and John and Yoko was in bed for a month promoting peace. Come on. It was the powers that be didn't like that, because they got to have war and they got to have all this other bull crap in order to push this agenda that they're pushing. But a lot of people are going through life without an awareness to that kind of evil. And I feel very compassionate about these people, because they're just misled. Mm-hmm. They're innocent people that became gullible, and they took the bait, hook, line, and sinker. And even though they're standing there direct opposite of who I am and what I believe in, I have to have compassion for them, because there but for the grace of God goes me. I didn't buy into it, but this person did. Maybe if they feel the real love, the real power that's driving us, maybe that will compel them to come out from there. That's the hope. And that's what I try to put in my songs, brother.
Yeah. I was talking to Richie Furay again for the third time with him the other day. And I was saying, Richie, you've gone through, he never got sucked into it, but I don't want to say sucked, because sometimes people have to go through that. It's not how you fall down. Sometimes it's how you get up. Right.
Yeah, dude.
And I said, okay, Richie, someone comes up to you and lived, because he was surrounded by it. You've lived the rock and roll lifestyle, the when in Rome. I'm a rocker. So, but if someone came up to you, I asked him this question, but someone came up to you and say, Mark, I'm licking the floor with pain. I'm a little lost in my life, and you seem like you're plugged into something that I don't recognize, but I like it. What would you tell them?
I would tell them that love is unconditional, and love gave itself and continues to give itself for the sake of our souls, for the peace that passes understanding, that we must set ourselves free to attain. There's all of these other obstacles that have been put upon us, and debt consciousness is our worst enemy, because debt is accumulative in its weight, and the more debt, and it's not just financial debt, Brother John, it's the debt of unfulfilled expectations of other people, and the debt of regret that we hold within ourselves. But we are the only ones. I mean, there's a lot more indebtedness, and we could, if we just sat here and kind of bat it back and forth, we could take up the rest of the interview with defining debt. Mm-hmm. But that debt screws with our imagination, because it is our imagination that gives it a place to live. Yeah. So this is why it's important that we don't watch, that we let our minds imagine and get past this indebtedness. And I would say to that brother or sister, set yourself free. You deserve it. You deserve it. And when you set yourself free, because you're the only one who can, then others will see it in you, and they will come and ask you.
Like that person's asking you now. Yeah.
Yeah, brother.
Remember, if you want to support the channel, there are links in the description at the very top where you can help us out with either through PayPal or Patreon. You'll get early releases, and you'll get to see everything before everybody else. Make sure you comment on our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. Share them on the appropriate groups that you may be part of on Facebook, or share them on Twitter. I'm John Beaudin. This is Rock History Music. More from Mark Farner in the next few days.